Streets of Cincinnati, welcome to the jungle! Let's go. Stripes, 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 yeah. Stripes, 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 yeah. Stripes, 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 yeah. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite in stripes. Cincinnati, we gon' rise in in the jungle, we unite in dripping orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, every day is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle, dripping heat. Tigers strike the city streets. East side, stand up. West side, stand up. If you reppin', who day? Time to put your hands up. Bengals stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati jungle fitted. Who they in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earn our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle dripping. Nasty, natty, yeah, we lit it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud. Yeah, we feasting now. Fit the pounce, make the city howl. Now we beastin' now. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes we tatted on the jungle when we flex that who they muscle on them. Stripes, Cincinnati, we gon' rise in in the jungle, we unite in dripping orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Stripes. Now who wanna move dancing on? Stripes. Now who wanna move on? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock 'em, yeah we got 'em, yeah we fought 'em. Like that black and orange upon 'em, Bengal bought 'em, never stop it till the beast on feast and know 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes, flossing on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen, we gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite in Cincinnati, we gon' rise in the jungle, we unite in dripping orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Now who wanna move dancing on? Now who wanna move on? Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Trunipole. And as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of the number 5 University of Cincinnati Bearcats, who are playing in about a half an hour against the USF Bulls. Now, do me a favor, if you found the show, hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that thumbs up. I'm up to 1,415 subscribers. That is awesome. I appreciate every single one of you guys. And exclusively in the YouTube chat crew, we're doing super chats. So if you like to support what I'm doing, or want to make sure you get your comments read, please give me a super chat. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, if you're watching on Facebook or Twitter and you have yet to subscribe to my channel, please go to Sports with Strawberry Ice, hit the subscription button, and hit the bell for notifications. And every time I go live, you'll be notified. And as always, I'm coming to you live from the Ice Cave. And the Ice Cave is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. All right, guys, like I said, we got the Bearcats coming up here in about a half hour. The Bearcats are going to take on the Bulls, and they have met 18 times with Cincinnati on top, 11-7, via 3 straight wins over South Florida. UC is 23.5-point favorite. So let's get to my boy, Kieran. He's from Kieran's Corner and the full 10 yards, so we can get into the show. Kieran, what's going on, my friend?
We're back, bro. We're back. And once again, fucking love that intro song. That shit goes so hard.
Like I said, that's shout out to Gift Vader and Blacklight Productions. That's them. That's all them. So, all right, 23.5-point favorites. What this should be a blowout, kind of like Aquila the Great here said, who they and the Bearcats got to blow these Southern Florida guys out. And we read that comment before the show started, and you had a very interesting take on that comment.
Here's the thing: you guys need to make a statement today, I think. But like what I said, it's the Bucs Stadium. There's not many blowouts happening there this year. So, but this is Cincinnati's. It's you guys' chance to say, "Hey, fuck this ranking system. It's made up by old, decrepit fossils who don't watch football, who just want TV revenue. Cincinnati is the number 2 team in the country right now. So put some damn respect on our name."
Exactly. Hence, Michigan jumping Michigan State after Michigan State beat them 2 weeks ago, which still makes absolutely no sense to me. And I don't give a crap about either school, but that just doesn't make any sense. But the Bearcats, I think, obviously, South Florida is going to try to run the ball. I think everybody's going to try to run the ball on us. To me, stack the box. We got 2 NFL cornerbacks in Kobe Bryant and Sauce Gardner. Leave them on those islands and dare them to throw the ball at them is what I think they should do.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. If as long as you just send 4, drop 2 linebackers onto the edges, you will be fine. There is no way in hell they are going to be able to pass the ball on you. They are starting I think it's his second start in college football, and he lost his first game. What's his name? Something McLean, I think, or McLean. But he
McLean,
is,
yeah,
McLean. Not a very good quarterback. Timmy McLean, that's the name. Not a very good quarterback, and it's not because he doesn't have talent. He's just not very experienced. So he's coming in to play this Bearcats team who have very experienced secondary, very experienced linebackers. You've got some scary dudes up front. So they are going to have to run the ball maybe 30 times this game if you let them get that many possessions.
Yeah, well, the other thing, too, is we've said this over and over and over again. Ritter has got to get off to a good start.
Yep. I think that's one thing me and you agree on.
Uh-huh.
I think it's something we talk about almost any time we talk about the Bearcats is Ritter.
When he's on. And he's such a half-to-half quarterback. It just seems like the light goes on at the second half. We need to let it go on here in the first half. Now, the other thing is it's a homecoming for Jerome Ford. He's a Tampa native. Now, he sprained his ankle last week. I thought he might come back in the game last week. He never did. I haven't heard anything about him not playing or anything. I think he's good to go, but that'll be a fun game for him to play. Hopefully, if he plays in front of his hometown.
Yeah, and chances are, if he's not ready to play, Luke Fickell's not going to risk it. You have a lot of chips on the table as this season gets further and further on. Now, I don't think you're going to need such a star to beat USF, but you might need such a star to put a lot of points up on them to make the statements we have been talking about. But as it goes, if Jerome Ford doesn't start, then that means they're just keeping him safe until the postseason comes when you're really going to need those 100-yard games out of such a star like Jerome Ford.
Exactly. Now, like Brad said here, we got to root for Tennessee tomorrow. Absolutely. And we have to root for who is Oregon playing? I can't even remember off the top of my head. I knew a couple hours ago. I can't remember.
I couldn't tell you.
We need Oregon and we need Oklahoma to lose. If those two lose, I think it's going to be harder than hell to keep us out. Is what I think. But we'll see. Ryan here. Kieran has got a comment here. I'm an Ohio State fan as well as a Bearcat fan. I hope the Bearcats make the playoffs. I'm a Bengals fan all the way, even though they cost me a lot of money last weekend. Well, yeah, brother, I feel you, man. It probably cost people a lot of money last week, and especially the weekend before that with the Jets. That was ridiculous.
That was tough. That was tough.
Crypt Keeper's calling it out. Desmond Ritter, 100 yards rushing and 4 TDs tonight. Sounds good to me.
Maybe he thinks they're gonna run the read option to start the game to get him a little bit warmed up, which might actually be a good call from Crypt Keeper because it's he starts off passing regularly before he takes off for some rushing plays, but that's what he might need to get him loose. Just a couple of little read option plays, get him loose out there, make sure he's ready, then start hitting ropes deep.
Well, I hope the Bearcats and all of us fans just enjoy this game. That's kind of where all of us need to get. We need to just enjoy the game and quit worrying about how much we beat somebody by, because I think that is starting to weigh on the Bearcats. I really do think that is a lot to do with what has happened at least the last 2 games. Navy is just freaking damn difficult to play against with that triple option. They're hard for lots of teams to play. But that's where, like I said, us as a fan base and them as a team, just enjoy the ride. Go out there, have fun, ball out, play good football, and let the chips fall where they may.
Exactly. If you guys win, you can't control anything outside of that. So as much as it hurts and it is bullshit, but as much as it feels like bullshit as well, you guys have no control over the playoff thing. So you guys need to play your best football. Just be as loud as you can, play as well as you can, and hopefully when the season comes around to its conclusion in a few more weeks' time, they won't be able to ignore you. And
exactly.
Hopefully some of these top 3 teams lose, because there is no shot in hell that you get left out if you go undefeated this year and there's other teams with 2 defeats. There's no chance.
Yeah, there's never been a 2-loss team in the playoffs. And I say that because the college football playoff committee is dying to put Alabama in there, because everybody else's losses matter. Theirs, they just act like they don't exist. I mean, they lost to Texas A&M. They damn near lost to your LSU boys last weekend.
Missing, by the way, may I add, missing 8 defensive starters.
Yeah, and there's
and
there's
the best
still 2.
quarterback in college football couldn't play against us. You know what I mean?
And so that's where I'm saying we really need Georgia to win out. We need out, because I'm pretty sure Alabama and Georgia are going to meet in the SEC championship game. And for some dumb reason, if Alabama beats them, we're in trouble because they're going to put them both in. There you go. Brad says yeah, that's right. Washington. Yes. No, they played Washington last week. No. Oh, yeah, Ducks play Washington. I'm talking about Ducks play Washington.
State.
Yeah. You're right. Wait, did they play? They played them last week though, didn't they?
I thought they played Washington last week. I think it's
they played Washington
State
last
this week.
Yeah, I'm confused my own self.
Let me check.
There in Oregon. Yeah, they played Washington last week. They play somebody else this week. I can't.
Yeah, Washington State this week.
Oh, Washington State. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You know that one team that everyone had sleeper quarterbacks for ever since Gardner Minshew came out of there, because they run the air raid and all their quarterbacks had like 5,000 yards a season but 4 wins.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so I kind of teased this with the comments for the show, and if everybody read them, I said you got some LSU news. Well, rumors, we'll put it that way, that could affect the University of Cincinnati in a good way. I'll put it that way. I'll let you take it from there.
Yeah, Lincoln Riley has now been added to the list of names that is circulating for a coaching hire, which I don't hate. Say what you want about Spencer Rattler. The guy's an asshole, but that isn't Lincoln Riley's fault. If we got Lincoln Riley, especially with Walker Howard coming in now, and if any of you know anything about high school football, Walker Howard is an amazing quarterback. Think Joe Burrow. That's where the comparison's going to end. He basically is a Louisiana version of Joe Burrow. Kid's an absolute stud. So him and Lincoln Riley, with the type of vertical spread offenses Lincoln Riley runs, god damn, LSU are going to be a problem for everyone in the SEC if we get him. But I'll put the kibosh on that for now.
As long as they leave Luke Fickell alone, I don't care who your coach is. That's fine with me. Take Oklahoma's coach. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I just want Luke to stay here, which, I mean, you said this before in the show that Luke's kind of told everybody to kind of piss off, to be honest.
Yeah.
So
that's the thing. If we did, the only negative point to us signing Luke Fickell is every time we'd win, I'd have to buy you a 6-pack of beer just to apologize.
Yes. I even though as nice as that sounds, I'd still rather keep Luke.
No, that makes a lot more sense. I'd rather have the championship winning program.
Exactly. Now, the Bearcats, they got another 5-star quarterback on top of Mr. Ohio, who's behind Desmond Ridder, who's going to be an NFL quarterback. I cannot think of the kid's name right now. What is? Do you know the kid's name offhand?
I just brought it up because I know his first name is Evan. It's
Yes,
Evan Prater. He is phenomenal. So I
Well,
watched a little
he's
bit.
the Ohio kid. He's the one on the team now. Who's the one they just got earlier this week? Do you remember that one?
I have not been
I
watching
had
their
that.
recruit bit,
Hold on
but
a
it's
second.
either is it Brady Lichtenberg or Jack Perry.
That might be it. Hang on, I know I got this.
But Evan Prater is from Cincinnati. He's
Yes, he
6'5",
is.
190. Blackthorn in the comments right now. Just he's killing me today.
Boston accent, baby. There it is. Luther Richardson. That's who it is.
Okay, well, they've got Evan Prater, who's from Cincinnati. Very, very
Mhm.
talented young man. Went to Wyoming High School, but he's a 5-star essentially. He's the number 6 dual threat in the country. He's the number 3 player in the entirety of Ohio, and he's ready. Trust me, the second Desmond Ridder leaves, you've got another guy stepping in with NFL level talent. Do you know how ridiculous that is? That is
That's awesome.
Ohio State level of stuff. Only Ohio State does that, or
Not
Oklahoma
anymore,
does
baby.
that. No, Cincinnati has arrived.
Exactly, and that's the exciting part about this. Yes, we're going to lose a lot of people because I know Blackthorn or Titus or somebody on yesterday's show said that I hope we go undefeated next year. I said let's just get through this year first. I said next year it's going to be really difficult because we are losing a lot of NFL talent off of this team. Now there's talented players behind them, but experience and senior leadership and just as good as these guys are, it's going to be hard to replace them quickly. So it might be they might get off to they're going to be better next year at the end of the season than they are at the beginning of the season. My opinion for next year.
And Alex Pierce is draft eligible this year, right?
Yes, he's a junior. Yes.
So if he decides, if he goes to the draft committee and gets a fairly good ranking, you might be losing one of your top wide receivers as well, which is
absolutely
it's a lot. But with Evan coming in, if he's been running he will have been running with the younger guys in practice, he probably got a little bit of chemistry built up there already, which means when he comes around to making his first start as a Cincinnati Bearcat quarterback, he's going to be geared up, ready to go. And we can only hope that he is even half as good as Desmond Ridder. But to just be half as good as Desmond Ridder, he just needs to play good in the first half. Then, run up the score in the first. It doesn't matter if he's the opposite of Desmond Ridder or he starts hot and finishes cold. Hopefully he can just, get it going and you guys will be very ready to attack the college football playoffs again next year. And I think if you do lose out on the college football playoffs this year for absolutely no reason and win your bowl game, you are going to be in the conversation from week 1 next season.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, because the talent is there behind them. I mean, I'm just saying the talent is there. I'm just saying the experience isn't. And when you lose, I mean, you're losing guys who played in the Peach Bowl, who have been a part of this back-to-back undefeated season. So that's just going to be, hopefully they jump right in and they take off. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But typically for college football teams, when they lose this much talent, no matter how good the guys are behind them, they kind of start slow just to get, they're better in the, obviously better. Most teams are better at the end of the season than they are at the beginning of the season. I just think it's going to be a bigger jump than normal.
And it's great that you do have Evan Prater in here because he is a local kid. He is from the city. We understand that Desmond Ridder's just from across the river in Kentucky, but when you have a guy who is homegrown talent, that means a lot more when they are playing for their local university.
Crip says, just Iceman a 6-pack? LOL, you mean the whole city you'd have to pay. And all the Bearcat fans in the country, my friend. Yeah, well, we know you got all that podcast money from Full 10 Yards. You're rolling in it right now, so.
There's a reason I'm buying $12 buckets of beer.
Exactly. And Cody Great says, yeah, Evan Prater has an insane arm. Exactly. And athleticism. I mean, I mean, honestly, when they got him, I thought there might have been a chance he was going to give Desmond Ridder a run for his money, to be honest, his freshman year, because he was coming out and he was so highly acclaimed. And let's be honest, I mean, Des was his first 2 years, he was a winning quarterback, But I wouldn't say he was an NFL quarterback by then. The last 2 years, yes, he's developed into an NFL quarterback. So I was
Desmond
thinking,
Ridder is very much a potential guy. Like, he is very good, but if you are drafting him, you are drafting him based on his potential and what you think he can be, not what he is right now. He is so incredibly raw, but he has so much talent that it would be a shame to not give him a chance to play in the NFL. If you sit him, like, he is very much a Patrick Mahomes style guy. A little bit accurate, quite wild, but the arm is insane. He's very athletic. He is out there. He can take a hit. All like Patrick Mahomes, you just need to develop him correctly. Now, the chances are probably a team like the Steelers might get him, which would be absolutely atrocious for every single person involved. But chances are he'd have a rough first year because they might make him start, because I don't know if Big Ben is legally allowed to play past retirement age. But it's, but with Evan Prater coming in, it's insane. And I do feel bad, though, because we did steal a running back from under Cincinnati's nose, and that's Corey Kiner. So he's the future at LSU, too. So Cincinnati is just producing player after player after player at the high school and college level now.
Exactly. Actually, that's love. I think Washington's playing Utah. That's who they're playing. Aren't they playing Utah? That's who they're playing. Because I remember talking about, because Chad Brendel said this on his podcast, their running back for Utah is a former Bearcat. And how cool would it be if a former Bearcat who's having a great year, former Bearcat comes out and balls out and knocks Washington off for us? That would be awesome. So, yes, that's who they're playing. I remember now. See, so I got to write more stuff down sometime, but I never knew where our conversation's going to go. Uh-oh. We got a USF fan. They're going to win tonight by 7.
That mugshot must be from an insane asylum, because this guy is crazy.
It's Ron. That's my brother-in-law, so you have to be nice to him. So, yeah, I want to get into this here. I got some more stuff about Evan here. Evan Prater has been there, done that. Evan never lost a regular season game. He has played the best of the best and won state championships by picking defenses apart. Exactly. So we're not losing a whole lot. We're just losing. I just say we're losing the experience of Desmond Ridder, who's been a starter, a college starter, since he was a freshman. I mean, he's probably going to walk out of here with the most wins ever for the University of Cincinnati at quarterback. So, I mean, that
no
experience
doubt.
is what we're going to lose.
Yeah, but you've look how well you've replaced. You got the best quarterback in Ohio, pretty much. Was he the number 2 rated quarterback in Ohio behind him? A 5-star by many metrics and a 4-star by other people. So he's low 5, high 4, which means he's in the top 1% of the 1 million people that play the 1 million people that play high school football every year. Luke Fickell knows what he's doing. He knows how to talk to players. He knows how to bring players in. We saw the recruits he brought in when he was at Ohio State. He's an accomplished recruiter, and he's a very smart coach. And what you've got right now is you're starting to get these 4-star, 5-star kids who are saying, damn, Cincinnati is a legitimate program. I want to go there, because not only do I have a chance to win a championship, I have a chance to play on Sundays. And that's what kids are thinking.
And we're heading into the Big 12, so we can say we have
Power 5 now.
Yeah, we have an actual legit shot of being in the college football playoffs every year.
And now you can do NIL. These kids could be like, oh, I'm going to see what that Skyline bag is about. I'm going to see what that La Rosa's bag pays.
Yeah.
So we might see some more kids coming up just for the chili.
And we know you we know you love Skyline.
Here's the thing. I hate Skyline, but La Rosa's might be the best pizza.
I gotta know why. Skyline's delicious.
Tastes like booty cheeks.
God.
La Rosa's is the best pizza on earth.
Oh, hell yeah. That's what I'm getting tonight.
Exactly. So I do like some Cincinnati.
Have you had Grater's ice cream yet? Have you had that yet?
Yes. Grater's is delicious.
Yes, that is the bomb. Sorry, first time I coughed tonight.
Like Cincinnati has just introduced me to a lot of food. Only one thing I didn't like. The rest of it, very, very good.
Another thing you got to check out Montgomery and barbecue sauce. That's delicious.
Oh, no, that's really good. We went to OTR and got some pulled pork buns with those in.
Man. Ooh.
So good.
Me hungry. You know I'm a fat guy. I like to eat. You're making me hungry now.
What, you getting La Rosa's?
Yeah, I know. Pizza girl. Where's my pizza? I'm not here yet.
Here's the thing: people who did live in Cincinnati won't understand. They put the pepperoni under the cheese, and it really annoys me for no reason. I don't know why. It just really gets on my nerves. Like, what are you doing? Pepperoni goes on top.
You know, we should like do this like all the time. Like, do have our own show or something like that. You know.
Never know. See what happens in a couple of weeks. See what happens in a couple of weeks' time.
Oh, I had to throw that out there. All right, man. Well, we got the Bengals bye week, and I have not really talked a lot Bengals this week. Well, because they're on a bye, and well, most of them probably aren't here right now. They're vacationing somewhere else, relaxing. I have a feeling that Jackpot Joey Burrow is not on vacation. I somehow think he's pissed off about what's happened, and he's film studying and throwing and trying to get ready for the Raiders next week.
I wouldn't be surprised if you went down to the bridge and saw him. Honestly, would not surprise me in the slightest. He's that sort of guy where if he doesn't feel like he's playing to the absolute top of his potential, he's going to go out there and he's going to grind every single day. Look at the improvements he made from his first season at LSU to his second season at LSU. He threw 45 more touchdowns on a season his second year. You don't just do that if you don't grind your damn ass off. So he is going to be out there with Jamar, Higgins, Bates, all the big guys, and they are going to be improving to make sure that you try and win out down the stretch the rest of this season.
Exactly. And I want to get to Chris Hopkins, his comment. I would love this. This is wishful and premature thinking, but I really hope the Bengals draft Sauce Gardner if he's available. So pretty please. Well, when we were 5-2, I didn't think we were going to be able to get him. I think we're going to draft tight up. I still don't think we're going to. I honestly think, I really do think the Bengals have a shot at finishing at 10-6 or 10-7.
10-7, yeah.
Yeah, 10-7. I really do think they have a shot at this. I mean, because I've said this before, and I'll bring it up again here with the schedule prediction. The second half doesn't scare me as much as it did at the beginning of the season. I mean, yeah, you got the Raiders. You know, I think that's a winnable game. Now, Pittsburgh, to beat them twice, I know it's going to be at home, but it's at home. It's a winnable game, but we've lost, the last two times we've been at home. So that one, I'm not so – I'm kind of iffy on. But then you got the Chargers. I think that's winnable. You got the 49ers, Denver. I think that's winnable. We've already beat the Ravens. I think we can beat them again. You got Kansas City, and then the revenge game against the Browns. I'm not saying we're going to win all of them, but I think we have a chance to win all of them and be in every game.
Your season got a damn sight easier after the Dolphins won last night.
Absolutely.
Damn sight easier.
What kills
the Ravens
me,
played like shit as well. The
everybody's
Ravens were so bad.
Oh, well, Lamar Jackson. Well, the Miami Dolphins played a great defense or had a great game plan. I said, yeah, it was the Bengals game plan. They did the exact same thing the Bengals did to him, and he couldn't do shit about it.
Yeah, and there's a comment down there from Ryan McKenna saying that Cincinnati need to build an offensive line. But the fact of the matter is they do have a very good offensive line right now. No one's dogging on the Ravens defensive line, but they've given up more sacks than you this year. When you played them, they gave up 6, and the Cincinnati only gave up 1. Cincinnati, pretty much every sack Joe Burrow has taken this year has been a coverage sack. The line is very good. I understand that it can always get better, but the biggest need for Cincinnati right now is another corner to step in opposite Chidobe Awuzie and just ball. And I think Sauce Gardner is the guy to do that, but you will have to give up some things to push forward in the draft to be able to get him, because no shot he's just going to be sitting there when Cincinnati are picking.
Yeah, I kind of doubt that. And the thing is about the Bengals offensive line, a lot of people are saying that Akeem Adeniji is probably going to start. I don't think so. My gut feeling is, and this is just my own personal opinion, I think Jackson Carman is going to start. I think Jackson, I know they didn't say this, but I think he missed. I think his back was hurting him. I really do, because he took that shot in the Jets game, and he never came back in the game. And I think his back was sore. I think they want to give him 2 weeks off and get the rest of his back and bring it back. The offensive line plays better when Jackson's in there. Yes, he's made mistakes here and there. He's a rookie. He's going to. I mean, Trey Hopkins, let's be honest. He should be coming back to play against the Raiders. This should be his first game back, honestly. So I think the second half, his knee is going to improve because he's played all these games that nobody thought he was going to play. So I think there's a chance that Jackson is going to improve. Trey Hopkins is going to get closer to where he was last year before the injury. I don't know if he's ever going to be, not ever, this season, I don't know if he'll be back to where he was because it's a major knee injury that he came back faster than Joe Burrow did. So I'm a big Jackson Carman fan. I like what the kid does. Yes, he has made mistakes, but I think the offensive line plays better, and we have to give a lot of credit to Quinton Spain. My man Q is balling out.
Yeah, Quinton Spain, the guy I said to you earlier, who I love, absolute, like he got so much unnecessary shit from the media last year just because the line was bad as a whole. And Quinton Spain was amazing. But I really like what Jackson Carman's done since he's come in, barely given up anything on that line. And people forget, he protected Trevor Lawrence for a number of years before he came to the NFL.
Right.
He has gone up against the best of the best in college football. And the only time he ever looked even slightly beatable was when he was playing against LSU's front six, which was like Patrick Queen and Kayla Von Cherson, like literal stud NFL athletes.
Exactly. Now, a quote great here says, Jackson Carman is the right tackle of the future, which he could be. There's multiple guys on this team that I think could be the right tackle of the future.
I think Carman's better at guard, personally.
Yeah, if he's put this way, if he figures out how to play guard, we'll go find a tackle. That's kind of where I'm at. But I think Deontay Smith, I think he has. I know they've liked him at guard, but they were projecting him as a tackle too. I think he's got a shot to being our future right tackle. You got him. You got Akeem Davis-Gaither, or not? I mean Akeem Adeniji. There. Who else am I missing? There's another guy. Oh, Fred Johnson, which he still could be. I mean, he's had shots. It's probably a little too late, but I still think there's glimpses where I've seen him play really, really good. So there's multiple guys I think on this team already that can develop into that. And now it'll determine what the Bengals do in the draft is where the rest of the season goes. I mean, if the offensive line does not improve and Jackson Carman and the guards don't get any better, and the opposite of everything I just said happens, then by God, yes, they're going to be trying to get another guard and tackle and all that stuff again.
Yeah, and it's at least now with with Jamar Chase balling and your offensive line being fairly solid this season, it finally deads that stupid bullshit we heard. Oh, you have to draft Penei Sewell. Why? We saw what happened when you put him at guard. The Bengals were fine at tackle. They just needed guards. And what happened when Penei Sewell got put at guard in the preseason? He got absolutely rolled by almost everyone.
Exactly.
Gave up 7 sacks over like the first 2 weeks. When he was at guard. He's good now. He's playing at tackle, but it wasn't what the Bengals needed. So maybe those people will finally shut up now.
A quote says, I want Lindbergh in the first and Kobe Bryant in the second. I'll take Kobe too. I mean, if we can't get Sauce, I'll gladly take Kobe. I mean, because I think Kobe is an upgrade too. If you put it this way, you got Cheetah Bay, and you either got Sauce or Kobe on the other side. Our cornerbacks, our DBs are going to be. It's going to be an upgrade. I mean, not that our quarterbacks are bad. I know. Well, Eli Apple, we all know about that, but that's why they've brought Flowers and the kid from the Texans in. I think one of them two is probably going to start this week against the Raiders, or next week, I should say, against the Raiders. Again, my personal opinion.
And finally, if you re-sign Jesse Bates and try and get Larry O back, you only have 2 positions of need. And even then, the first one, which is your offensive line, isn't a desperate need. So you don't have to go give up everything. You can wait for a guy who you like. And the other is corner. But there's so many good corners in this draft that are even going to fall into the second round that you actually have your pick of the litter. Because if you take Sauce, Kobe, even a guy like Kaiir Elam, who, misses on a lot, has a lot of raw talent and great length who you could go grab out of Florida, who could also be a great corner. So, there's not much for you to do in terms of re-signing or trading this offseason because you've pretty much set.
Right, exactly. Now, Natty here says, now this is the dream. This is what I hope this happens. If you get Adeniji and Carman to develop as your guards and your interior line to set, exactly. And then the other thing, too, is you got Hill from Georgia. If he's eventually our center of the future, which I know Doggy who's on here a lot, loves him. Now, he's been okay when he's played. But again, he's a rookie. As I keep saying, they're all freaking rookies. And then Blackthorn says, I don't believe this. He said, I don't think we're signing JB3. I still think they're signing him. Fortunately, I think Jesse Bates has not played up to the standard he had last year. So I think he's kind of hurting himself.
I did like the statement that his team put out, though, when he just said, I'm going to re-sign. I'm just waiting until the end of the season. I want to focus on the season, which he could have lied, but he has no reason to at this point because he knows every single person wants him to re-sign. But he's a grinder, so he's probably like, no distractions, re-sign me in the offseason. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Well, I'll put it to you this way. I talked to Troy Blackburn outside of practice a couple weeks ago, and I didn't think he'd come over and talk to me, and I just said, hey, Troy, you guys need to sign Jesse Bates. And he stopped and walked over to me. And he said, hey, I just want to let you know, we want to sign him. We're trying to sign him, but his representatives wanted to wait till the end of the season. So that's what Troy Blackburn said. If he's lying to me, he could be. I have no idea. But that's what he told me.
Which, you know, is just, you know, it doesn't make sense. But if he's that type of player, then he's going to do that. Like, I personally wouldn't do it because, you know, you could get hurt or have a bad season. But it shows that Jesse Bates has a lot of belief in himself, and he has a lot of belief in the team of Cincinnati if he's going to stick out a year, no distractions, and then just look for that contract at the end. And I think they will re-sign him just out of actions like that show he's a very mature young man. There
you go. Yeah, Brandon says USF was 3 and out, which that's awesome already. So, which since the game has started, I think we're going to jump on out of here because I want to go watch it. But Kieran, you have an article that I want you to tell everybody about. I should have said this before the game started, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Tomorrow I've got an article on Walker Howard coming out. If you head over to full10yards.com, you like listening to me, you like hearing about LSU, then you'll be able to find that article tomorrow, or follow me on Twitter. It's on the screen right now at the Himbo F10Y, and I'll be tweeting that out tomorrow to you to come find.
There you go. All right, man, let's do this again sometime. You want to?
Yeah, I'm down whenever. You just let me know.
Sounds good.
Might have to make it a weekly thing in the off season.
Huh. Very interesting.
We'll talk more about that soon.
See ya. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. I want to get to the Facebook groups that let me live stream. Hold on a second. What'd you say there? Nope. The catch jump offside. What? Catch jump offside. Punt the ball. Bull still got got it. Crap. All right, I gotta get and watch this thing. Facebook groups there: Houday Nation, Houday Legion, Bearcat Ruckus, Bearcat Country, Bearcat Nation, Cincinnati Reds, rounding third, heading for home, the Ohio State Bucknuts, the Ice Bar, and then you can follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Twitter handle is at Jeff A. Trenopole. TikTok is at Iceman90. I'll be pulling the sound off later on today. Ryan, you're recording the game. My bad. Sorry. I'll be pulling it out later on today. Putting it up on the podcast on BeanPod, Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher Play, wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure you rate, like, and review. Give me a 5-star review. I would greatly appreciate it. Leave a comment so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast, because the YouTube channel is blowing up. I need the podcast to try to blow up. So maybe somebody will help me pick it up and, blast it out more than what I can do right now. And YouTubers, like I said, we're at 1,415 subscribers. That is awesome. I appreciate every single one of you trying to get to 2,000 by the Super Bowl. Please help me. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors about Sports with Strawberry Ice. All right, you guys have got to stop giving me updates. I'm getting off here. Love you guys. And other than that, as my boy Jeremy Dimebag Dean likes to say, remember one thing and one thing only, and that is you don't live in Cleveland, you live in Cincinnati, so act like it. Houday, go Bearcats, South Florida's going down, and that's just sports, baby. See ya!
Let's go. Stripes, 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 stripes. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. the beast, this a way, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite in Cincinnati, we gon' rise in the jungle we unite in drippin' orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, everything day is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle drippin' heat, tigers strike the city streets. East side stand up, west side stand up. If you reppin' who day, time to put your hands up. Bengals stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati jungle fit it. Who day in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it.